Fantastic.
and welcome to the 50th episode of CineBeards. This is actually also the
1 year anniversary, y'all!
I tried to do that idea.
We didn't plan that at all.
That was pretty good.
That was good. It was like there were two
I'm gonna
Jasons.
forget you did this in when I'm editing. I'll remember like, where the fuck is that echo coming from?
I think an echo is just a perfect doubling.
Yeah.
It's gonna. You could just you could phase flip the one, and it will just like perfectly cancel
Just
out. It will just be silence.
The waveforms are identical.
Yeah.
As you heard in the opening, we've like beefed up our intro because it's the 1 year anniversary.
Oh, do we finally have the new intro?
I've had it for a couple of months.
Oh, it's been ages. I've just been saving it for the 1 year.
Okay.
And then also new artwork.
Yes.
Huh?
Yes,
Come on,
you should
hopefully.
see it. It's fucking amazing.
Yes, I agree.
Okay, so because this is the 1 year anniversary and 50th episode, we are counting down our collective top 10 movies. Top 10 favorite movies.
Favorite,
Not
greatest, not of best acclaim, not of
Yeah.
technical ability, not of anything like that.
Yeah.
Just movies that we get joy
We
out
like
of
to watch the
rewatching
most.
over
Yeah.
and
So the
over
10
again.
movies we
I know
like to watch
it's kind
the
of like
most.
a radical idea that's really what like film appreciation should be about. But
That's
I think
insane.
I think we're
How can
breaking
you like
boundaries.
something?
Yeah, you're not supposed to like anything on the internet.
So the way we broke this down is we each individually made a list of our top 15 movies.
Yeah.
with
And then we
points
immediately
given to each
destroyed
one.
those lists and made a new list and then destroyed that
another
list.
several-
And
several times,
and
yeah.
then compared notes and realized we'd all forgotten all of each other's films.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
technically this is the top 10 movies that we could remember and that we felt like watching on that day.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's perfect.
yeah, that goes down to it. I went back
So-
into my archives.
Yeah,
and
so this list is nowhere even close to written in stone.
Yeah.
it's subject to change.
Although I must say, I heard the top 10 just now, like the final, and it's a good list.
Yeah, it's pretty
It's,
good.
This list is subject to, it has my favorite byline of being on set ever.
Fucking nailed in one there, Thomas.
Thank you.
Thomas, geez.
Yeah.
My favorite
You
byline.
can really tell it's our 50th episode.
It's like we've been doing this for almost a year.
Smooth.
yeah,
It'll be 1 day from here when this releases. Tomorrow will be the like.
Well,
full
technically
year
it's
since the
over a
first
year
one
because, I mean, how many fucking unaired pilots did we record?
200.
like 2 months.
Jesus,
Yeah.
Of unaired.
Like 8.
that's a million.
But that's when we were still workshopping, having like 3 things in one episode, and then Dion, you're gonna fucking die. And I'm gonna laugh.
That weight is gonna come back.
But it's not gonna be weight. It's gonna be an exploding colon.
Joke's gonna be on me. It's fine. I'll be in the hospital in agony.
And
Liquid.
then same doctor that told my dad that just comes up to you. Just like,
I fucking told you.
I fucking told you.
I'm just gonna be like, worth it. Just worth it.
Okay. I guess let's start.
Yeah.
Alright, mark it.
Number 10.
Yeah, so I am the keeper of the list because I only trusted my own math.
Meth.
Yes, that one, meth.
I offered you mine.
Yeah, but
You don't
yours
need
was
that.
yours was shit. It wasn't even blue.
You know, statistically, we all do love meth because we're white dudes.
Yes.
Yes. True. But in 10th position,
Number 10. Number 10.
Number 10.
Jeez, Thomas, don't fucking overdo it now.
Maybe I will.
It's gonna be one of those episodes where Marcus tries to say things.
No. Let's hear about it.
Number 10.
Number 10.
Die Hard.
Hey.
No, that's a good one.
It's a good number 10.
It is a
Yeah.
good number. It's a movie that I'm one of those assholes that ritualistically watches it every year on Christmas Day with the wife.
Who had Die Hard on their list?
It was on my short list of like 25 that was gonna become my
Yeah,
list
it
of
didn't make it
15.
into my 15.
Didn't make it in my 15, but it was in like the 25 movies.
So it
that
was
I
in
felt
your.
like watching.
It was
Where was it on your list about?
it was number 3 on my list.
wow. Okay,
with
good,
number
good.
1 and 2 being
Well, no, we'll see.
represented later.
Oh, we're gonna get to that.
We're gonna get to
We're
that.
gonna get to that.
Alright, cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
I really love watching Die Hard. It's
Yeah.
just the perfect template
Shoot
of an action
the
movie.
glass.
It's I mean,
Yeah.
it is an almost flawless action movie.
Yeah.
I mean, it's got a lot of writing problems if it were a movie that weren't an action movie.
Yes,
but like,
absolutely.
as far as things go for mechanics to get the action moving,
Yeah.
Yeah.
spot on.
Pitch perfect.
Also, the casting was super good to not get one of the like popular buff guys from the
Yeah.
time to like not get a Schwarzenegger type.
Oh,
and-
didn't they offer it to a whole? They offered it to a bunch of
Really?
big name
Yeah,
I
actors.
didn't know
they
that.
did.
Who are actually like let's trivia it up here.
Trivia
Who
it
are
up
some
with
the-
each of these
Who are
films.
some of the actors who turned down?
Well, I do know originally when they first were shopping Die Hard as a movie, the original plan was to cast Frank Sinatra again because he had played the role of John McClane from a movie based on the previous book from this author.
Yeah, contractually, the offer had to like the part had to be offered to Sinatra,
Yes.
even though he was like 73 years old at the time.
Sheesh.
Wow.
So
Imagine
good
what
thing
a-
he wasn't like, okay, give me the
Imagine
money,
what
I'll
of
do
a
it.
shit show that would have been.
Yeah. Okay, so it was offered to Sylvester Stallone,
Yeah,
Harrison Ford,
yeah.
Burt Reynolds,
I would have actually watched that.
Yeah.
and Don Johnson.
Hey, Nash Bridges.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
But
So
he
Nash-
wanted
Nash
to wear-
Bridges
he
and
wanted-
Magnum PI.
Yeah, but he like the Hawaiian shirt he contractually had to wear.
Yeah, by law.
It's not a shirt, that's just his
Open.
skin.
Yeah.
He's just a
They're
weird
just like,
chameleon.
can we tone that down? And he just walked.
He just
Yeah.
left. He just
He got his
left
convertible and he drove.
through a building. It was weird.
Yeah, but like the fourth floor or something.
like on the 20th floor.
He's in the boardroom. Just drive a car. What the fuck?
It just reverses it back into the elevator while looking at them, just shaking his head.
The writer's furiously taking notes for the script.
He drove into the fucking boardroom with his car for the negotiations. He's like, nice. He's like,
And not even like sideways at the table where you turn would be sensible, but like front on.
He just turned into the table. Hello.
the nose of the car just lifting the table and he drives in under it and he sits right.
Yes.
But yeah, so if you haven't watched Die Hard by now, you're probably a bad human being
Probably.
We're very young.
or very young.
Well, tomato, potato.
Yeah,
True.
Oh, just like in those communist farms.
Alright, what's number 9?
Number 9 on the
Number
list.
Number 9.
On the list.
No,
Sticking-
Thomas, we already said.
I said it again to
So,
emphasize
no.
it.
Sticking in the decade, if I'm not mistaken.
Number 9.
Close
Number
Encounters of the Third Kind.
You are mistaken.
Now,
I think you're
It's from the
mistaken.
70s.
Is it late 70s?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. I always get that
Thomas would know
confused.
this because whose list was Close Encounters on?
Thomas's.
It was on my list.
It's
Only
also a
Thomas.
film by Steven Spielberg.
It is indeed.
Yeah, that one was not on my short list because I forgot about it.
Yeah, I forgot it existed until I heard Thomas's
Yeah.
list.
It is one of my top alien movies ever.
Is it
Just
one of your top 15 films ever,
I would say it's one of my top 15s. If I had to put a
that's good.
list with rankings together, I would say it's on there, and it's pretty high.
Yeah,
Wow.
it's
Wow.
within the top 5 at
Yeah,
least.
I would say. But it's one of my favorite.
Interesting Thomas trivia for you there.
Yeah, one of my favorite alien films ever because of its framing. It doesn't frame the aliens as like this malevolent force, and it doesn't frame them as like a good force. They're just kind of here.
Yeah.
They just kind of pitch up, and they're like, "Oh, we abducted a whole bunch of dudes, but you can have them back now." Like, we just wanted to hang out really in space, and like, do you want to send us some more dudes that could like come on the space road trip? And the humans are like, "Yeah," but they do it all with keyboards.
Yeah.
And
With
they're-
keyboards?
With
He was
keyboards.
in it?
He was in it. Keyboards was in it.
Yeah.
Right?
Keyboards is Thomas's friend.
Sleeper.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. I mean, that's my WhatsApp tone, and yeah, like the score's really great. I've got it on vinyl, and
Interesting
I'd
thing
appreciate
about
you not shilling for WhatsApp.
well, maybe I will.
Interesting thing about that little motif that they play, the
Yeah.
music, like that's I never know which one's which, copyright or a trademark. But anyway, that's copyrighted to the point where in Monsters vs. Aliens,
Yeah.
they wanted to use that.
Oh, for where he communicates.
Where he communicates, and they couldn't get the rights. They had to like do a
That
variation.
Yeah, they used the Beverly Hills Cop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dun, 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 dun,
Interesting.
dun. Anyway. So yes, Close Encounters of the Third Kind.
Fantastic.
Fantastic film. Bit of a slow burn for today's audience.
It's a real slow
I always
burn.
just want to eat mashed potatoes when I watch
Yeah,
it.
because he makes that mound.
Yeah.
That explains it.
That explains it.
But yeah, I really like. It's also got a really solid performance from a lot of the cast.
Yes.
Just like him
Yes.
losing his mind and his wife just like freaking the fuck out and giving up on him and taking the kids and running away and just like him just losing it.
Doesn't sound like a healthy marriage.
No.
Well, it really isn't.
Yeah. And also, from my side, like, even though it wasn't on my list, it also, for me, falls into that category where Steven Spielberg always seems so hopeful about technology in the future.
Yeah, it's,
you know
it's
what I
a
mean?
really optimistic look at how
Unless
things
unless it's like video streaming services.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then he's like, nah.
Yeah. So yeah, Close Encounters of the Third Kind.
Number 8.
Number 8.
Oh,
No,
you-
Thomas. No.
I'll do
We don't have
Another
time.
great visual
I
gag.
don't have
Another
time.
great visual gag.
We're talking about a Tom Cruise vehicle, The Last Samurai.
Okay, the reason this is on our list here is because it was, like, without even thinking, the number 1 on my list.
Yeah, I definitely weren't thinking.
Yeah.
Nah, it's
Ah, come on,
got
Jason.
such a good score.
It has got my second favorite score of all time in it. Number 1, obviously, being
Diego
Man's Score.
Maradona, Hand of God.
Yes.
There we go.
Yes.
My
that
favorite
one.
score is actually 14 Love. That's an original Jason joke that Dion has
not-
never said before.
It's not a score, though.
I know you said the exact same thing.
No,
You said
this-
13 Love or something like
No. Jason, I don't think you understand how golf works.
I mean, that's just not cricket.
Well, literally, yeah.
Yeah.
that. Yeah, correct.
What is your
Okay.
favorite score?
Man of Steel.
Ugh, Jason. That's my
Ugh.
favorite score.
Oh, gross. No, I have to change it. We wore the same favorite score to the prom. Oh, no. One of us is going to have to go
One of
home
us
and
is going to
change.
go home and change our lists. Good thing I've got 7 prepared.
Okay, so why do you like this movie?
It's had a bigger impact on my life than any other movie that I've watched.
You're gonna say that any of you here? Just like what that
Well,
gesture
it is
was.
actually kind of indirectly responsible for all of us being here. Like, if it weren't for The Lost Samurai, I never would have learned Japanese and never would have met Dion and you guys through the people I met at the Japanese school.
Thanks, Tom Cruise.
Thanks, Tom Cruise.
thanks, Tom
You
Cruise.
saved the day.
Also,
Yeah.
the movie gets a lot of heat because people are like, oh, they're saying that Tom Cruise is the last samurai.
No.
Samurai's a fucking plural and it refers to the whole village. That's just a
No,
little
but
thing
then
that
it should have
bugs
been
me.
the last samurais
Yeah.
with his head.
Last summarizes.
Yeah.
It's
Extreme.
like that episode of Letterkenny where Squirrely Dan, who always puts like the letter S on words that don't needs them. They talk about sushi, and one of the other guys says sushis, and he's like, wait. I don't think there needs us to be another S on that word.
That's fantastic.
That is great.
It's pretty great. You should watch Letterkenny. It's a good show. It's a good show.
You should also watch The Last Samurai, if only for the score alone.
The score
And
and
Ken.
it will
I'll
pull
watch it for Ken.
feels from you.
Yeah.
It will. Hans Zimmer will yank the feels from your
He
face.
Yep.
Also, pretty great horse work.
Pretty great horsework, and the excellent thing is most of them were mechanical,
Yes.
and the real horses were only used in like long shots and stuff like that. So they were never actually harmed and
Yeah.
stabbed
Also,
and
one of the
tripped.
horses kicked Tom Cruise.
Oh, that's my favorite horse.
Sweet.
Yeah, no,
That
he
horse
was
is a
kicked-
national hero.
Yeah, he was kicked on set by one of the real horses.
Oh,
That's my
wow.
favorite piece of trivia from that
He
movie.
really does do all his own stunts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would really. Oh, that's.
But yeah,
great.
it's a surprisingly heartfelt movie, even if it is somewhat of a Tom Cruise ego wank,
Yes.
if I can call it that.
Yeah. It's not as much of a Tom Cruise ego wank as any of the Mission Impossible films.
No, it's not.
Or Vanilla Sky.
Oh my god.
I
didn't
don't know.
put Mission
I would
Impossible
actually
4 on my
posit
list.
that it is because he's like saving a whole culture.
Well, no, that's the thing. That's it backwards. It's the culture saving him.
Yeah, but he's the vehicle.
Yeah,
Of that.
he's the protagonist because it's made for Western audiences.
Yeah, I guess.
So if you want them
So
to have
he's
an
the
archetype,
last samurai.
yes,
Yes.
Okay.
Good,
And
we
he
got that cleared
saves
up.
Japan.
he saves all of Japan with a sword.
Good. That's cool.
That's how I remember it.
Yeah, definitely.
On that building in Dubai.
Yes.
It's a really
Yeah.
confusing movie.
That's that same one
On a
that
motorcycle, and like he just misses Don Johnson.
just as Vin Diesel in Fast 8 or whatever, which one it is, flies out in his Ferrari.
And they both have this quizzical look at each other like, huh?
Like Don Johnson's arriving and he's leaving.
The building is just like hemorrhaging cars.
Little known fact about Dubai.
You gotta watch out for cars falling from the buildings.
Well, you really do. Those people have so many cars.
What do you mean those people?
Whoa!
The citizens of the United Arab Emirates who live in Dubai itself.
Booblev.
Oh,
You haven't said Booblev. That's
Hey.
top quality 1 year of experience there.
yeah.
But yeah, no.
Cyberpunk 2077's Twitter feed. You better be careful.
Yeah, they'll get you, man.
They'll
They'll
get-
come for you.
But yeah,
So
last-
I finally watched the whole video because I was like, I
Oh,
want to
nice.
watch it, but I don't want to watch it because I already know. And then I watched it and I was like, holy sweet
Have
mother
you
of
watched the
Jesus.
Digital Foundry
Did you watch?
commentary of it?
Where they just get like really excited about it?
Yeah,
You watched that as well?
yeah, where
Ah,
they
so
just
good.
anyway.
But yeah, my goal when I started learning Japanese was to be able to watch The Last Samurai without needing subtitles or anything like that. And then about 4 or 5 years ago,
You
I sat
realised
down
you'd
to
memorised the film in English. And you succeeded.
and I realized I had memorized in English. My whole education in Japanese was worthless.
It's a sham.
But yeah, no, I sat down to watch it and I couldn't enable the subtitles. So I was like, you know what, fuck it, I'm just gonna watch it as is. And I understood everything and I felt complete for that
Nice.
one brief moment. And then I
Nice.
was sad again afterwards.
That's awesome.
It was because you hadn't bought that shiny new PS4 yet at that point.
my shiny PS4.
That's so good.
So good.
So anyway, number 7.
Number 7.
The
Straight
next
from Dion's list,
Number 7?
Talladega Nights.
Yeah, uncut
boy.
version.
This was the top of your list, right?
Yeah. I
one.
bought the film on 3 separate occasions because there were 3
Because
different...
you were really bad for losing things.
Yeah, no, it was released in 3 different territories with 3 different sets of bonus features.
Really?
And you needed all
Yeah,
of
and
them
you gotta
bonus
have
features.
all of
I had
that?
all of them. Like, the only thing I love as much as that film is the bonus features. Just the end, just Will Ferrell in top
B-reel.
form. Will
Yeah.
Ferrell in absolute top form with John C. Reilly in absolute top
Just
form.
peak.
And just the two of them
That's like-
riffing off each other.
That's like the one movie with the both of them in it, with the two of them in it, where Will Ferrell is actually comparable to John C. Reilly.
Yeah.
Yes,
yeah.
yes, I agree.
Like in any other film, where it's the two of them, John C. Reilly just
Yeah.
outshines him.
I mean, I love Will Ferrell, but John C. Reilly's on another level.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's just for me the absolute perfect comedy film. Like, can't get enough. And it's one of the things where it's like the satire is so huge and over the top, but
Yeah.
also like incredibly nuanced at the same time. It's just it's great.
No,
I
that's
fucking love
a
it.
perfect balance. It was edited perfectly.
Yeah.
Like the jokes from all the outtakes and B-reels and shit that they've got, like they chose the best ones for the actual cut of the movie, which is
Yeah.
just
And just I mean, hours of bonus footage and just the two of them like improvising adverts.
yeah,
and-
just the Wonder Bread or the Big Red.
yeah, big red.
Fuck off.
Yeah, it's great. Yeah.
Oh,
Solid
I
watch.
can agree with that, and it is another one that I forgot to put on my list.
I also forgot it on my list.
Yeah.
I actively chose a different comedy for my top 15 list. But it's just personal preference. Walk Hard, the Dewey Cox story.
That's the
yeah.
thing is like Walk Hard is so close
yeah.
as well as was Anchorman. It was just, but yeah,
It's
for me,
it's
Talladega Nights,
hard,
yeah.
but like for me, as much as I love Talladega Nights, I just love the premise of Walk Hard a little bit more.
Wrong kid died.
The wrong kid died.
And the other thing about Walk Hard that's so impressive is how good the musical numbers
Yes.
Yeah,
The
the comedy is.
There was
not
no
the great
fucking
thing.
around with it.
Yeah.
It was just like
Like-
we're going full on.
Yeah, like Guilty as Charged is legitimately a great country song.
Yeah, I would agree with that. But that's an honorable mention.
That's
then,
an
I
honorable
guess.
mention, yes.
Yeah.
There will be several of them,
There
I
will
take
be.
it.
Okay, so
Yeah.
number 6.
Moving up to number 6.
Now we've gotten out of the territory where it's just movies that were on one of each of our lists.
Yes.
Yeah, so those were the top rated films on each of our lists that were not included on the other lists.
Correct.
Yes.
Alright, cool.
So now at number 6, we have Batman Mask of the Phantasm.
Yes, this is unequivocally,
A movie I forgot existed.
it is my favorite theatrically released superhero movie of all time.
And it's magnificent. And
It
if
is-
you haven't seen it, you're doing yourself a great disservice to like Batman fandom.
Yeah.
And understanding his character.
It was
Yeah,
recently re-released on
Yes, it
Blu-ray
was,
as
and
well.
I
Beautifully
watched it.
re-released on
Right?
Blu-ray.
I told you, right? It's
Yeah,
a
it is-
very, very good
the quality
remaster.
of it
That's
is-
when I
is
rewatched it and I
outstanding.
was just fucking blown away.
I mean,
Yeah,
this,
and it holds up.
I know, right?
It really holds up.
yeah. It's
Whose list was that on? Your two.
Uh,
All three.
no, not on
No.
mine.
Oh, okay,
Marcus
cool.
two of us.
Marcus.
it was
It's-
pretty high up on mine. I'm not sure where it was on yours.
Relative.
It was my
The
highest
top
rated.
15.
It was in the top 15.
I think it was 6 on my. I think it actually might have been 6 on my list.
Really?
Yeah, but it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
No, it was 8 on your list
8
and
on mine.
11 on mine.
Okay.
It's
Yeah.
so good.
But it's really good. It is the best Batman movie.
Yeah, because it
I
actually
agree.
shows more sides to him than I'm gonna punch this criminal in the face.
Yes.
Which is, I kind of think what they want to focus on with the big movies is
Yeah.
less about Batman's emotions and more about how good he can be at punching.
And CrossFit.
And shooting.
And shooting
Murder.
people.
Murder.
And just cold-blooded murder.
Yeah, the premise of Mask of the Phantasm, one of the key cornerstones of it is Batman don't like murder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is
it
pretty
tears him
accurate
up
to Batman.
That feels like a really radical departure.
from the current Batman. I
It is,
know.
it is, but what-
suspend your disbelief,
Like,
if you will.
there's a section in the film where Batman's like speaking to his parents' grave, like,
Yeah.
will they forgive him if he stops being Batman?
Yeah. It's so harsh. He's like, I didn't expect this. I didn't expect to ever be happy again.
Yeah.
And it tears your heart out. Like
man, you
Kevin
feel
Conroy
it.
put so much emotion into that voice.
You really feel that
New
journey with him.
up-and-comer Kevin Conroy.
Yeah.
He's one of the good Kevins.
Yeah.
Also,
He's the good Kevin.
also,
And Kevin King as well.
Yeah.
also just Alfred's reaction when he first sees Bruce Wayne put on the mask.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just with the chords coming through and
Oh,
everything,
that
it's just
score. That outstanding score.
that choral version of the Batman theme in the beginning with the full choir. It's so Dion. Like it's just choirs.
Got choirs, Dion. That's correct.
Another great visual
Visual
gag.
gags. They never stop at the CineBeards podcast.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, so if you haven't seen it, like, honestly, there are movies above this on our list because it's number 6.
'Cause it's number
But
6.
this should be at the top of your to watch list if you haven't seen it.
I'm thinking now. This is probably the movie on our list that's the most likely to have not been seen by as many people.
Yeah,
Yeah.
probably.
Do you think so?
I think so because remember, animation is in a weird sort of way. Like some people don't watch animation at all. Some people think it's just for kids.
Yeah, you gotta also remember there's a ton of like I had no idea until I met Jason just how many like DC animated films
Oh,
there
yeah.
were.
A
And
rich
it's hard-
And the
tapestry.
quality of
Yeah,
them.
and
Yeah.
that's the thing is, and it's hard for an outsider
To break
know
into it.
like what are the cartoons, what are the
kids'
films, what are the
movies?
Yeah.
it's sort of there's just a ton of them. It's not like the live action stuff where you know like okay cool these are the sort of the 10 flagships.
Yeah.
Okay.
Whatever.
That's fair.
Also, I don't think it did receive a theatrical release in the States, but I don't
Yeah.
remember if it was ever.
And a recent theatrical re-release.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
think it was ever released theatrically here in South
Yeah,
Africa.
no.
I
No.
doubt it.
No, I only,
I would have been
I
too
only had
young-
it on DVD.
Yeah, I would have been too young to remember if it were. I guess.
Yeah.
Or too drunk. Whichever sounds more appropriate to the listener.
Why not both?
Why not?
You're just
Yeah.
all young and drunk.
Young and drunk.
Young, drunk, and full of number 5.
Number 5.
Number 5.
One of the
Shut
more
up,
Join
recent.
in, Thomas. Jeez, come on. Like we
no,
all
I
said
choose not to.
it. We all said it. Now you have to say it.
Are you a conscientious objector?
Yeah, to number 5.
Oh, he said it now. We can just edit that.
Damn.
Captain America, the Winter Soldier.
That's what you're objecting
Yeah,
to?
the war.
Oh, you're a bad person. I love this
You're
movie
a bad.
so much.
It is
yeah.
fantastic.
It is maybe not the MCU movie I would watch the most, but it's easily the best of the MCU movies.
Yeah, I think
I
for me
agree.
it's both. Like I've watched Infinity War a couple of times now. That's kind of it's around 3 or 4 now
Yeah.
for me. Like but like if I just had to put on an MCU movie, it would always be
It's a-
Winter Soldier.
Tight race for me between 3 of them actually.
Yeah, we
The 3 of them right at the top.
Yeah,
And it's Winter Soldier,
yeah.
Thor Ragnarok, and Guardians 2.
Yeah, but
If
that
I were-
depends. That depends on which mood you're in at that specific
Yeah.
time.
Yeah, it depends which mood I'm in, but the one that's probably most adaptable to more of my moods was Thor Ragnarok.
Yeah, like I think Thor Ragnarok, because I've watched all of them obviously like double figures now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like
What? We
Thor
don't have
Rag-
problems.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we saw the first and the last showing of Thor Ragnarok in cinemas.
I even watched it
As
on
God
I
intended.
even watched it on a plane.
Oof.
That's correct.
That's
Yeah.
dedication.
So, but I think for me, after that many viewings, like Winter Soldier just like
Holds up.
retains an energy because a lot of
Yeah,
what
every time I watch it, that kick in the beginning.
yeah. Thor Ragnarok is like obviously it's top 5, but
'Cause it's just comedy gold
Yeah,
and-
it's just not as tight a film.
Yes.
Like there's
It's just because there's a lot of elements they're bringing in.
There's the scenes with like the sort of it starts really really well, and then there's sort of the scenes with
Yeah.
finding Odin and that stuff, which is really not, especially that dramatic scene with Odin.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Whereas like Winter Soldier, I can't pinpoint a single
Yeah.
flaw,
Yeah.
But the thing is, if somebody like
and I just
hasn't
love every
really
minute.
seen, like, has missed one or two of the Marvel movies, and they missed Winter Soldier and they missed Ragnarok, I would show them Ragnarok just because, like, the joy on Chrissy Poo's face
Oh,
when we
yeah.
took him to watch it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, for sure.
guess-
But I mean, just personally, I would.
Winter Soldier.
Winter Soldier
Yeah.
is the one that I enjoy. And also the commentary.
Yes.
The director.
Oh,
and
I
writer
was gonna
commentary.
say,
Yes,
last
yes.
week,
Oh,
I
yeah.
finally got around because I have the
All
Blu-ray,
the, yeah,
obviously.
all the Russo films have.
Yeah.
have the-
like I was
the
checking,
full
I
length
was
of the
finally
commentary,
watching
yeah.
with the directors
it's
and
really
writers
insightful.
commentary, and like I didn't even realize how much effort they put into things.
Yeah, the way that their writing
It's
process.
just seamless.
Yeah, so good.
It's really, really good.
So whose list was Winter Soldier on?
Everyone but mine, I think.
No, it wasn't on mine.
Okay, so then
It was
just,
going to be on
Dion and
mine,
Marcus.
but I
Yeah,
subbed
it
out
was only
mine
two of
for
ours.
Mummy.
Yeah, so mine, I was torn between
I-
two
I was-
MCU movies, and I
I
put
was-
Ragnarok instead of Winter Soldier.
Yes.
I came very close to Ragnarok and also to Guardians 1. Like those two were very.
I was really close to Winter Soldier, but
Yeah.
like, yeah,
I just really, really, really
But you're
love
wrong.
Winter Soldier.
it's true.
But yeah, it was
Yeah.
also really hard because I was also thinking, but the first Guardians came out of like fucking nowhere that same year.
yeah.
Yeah.
You can't,
Yeah.
you have to remember, Winter Soldier and Guardians came out in the same year.
Jeez, what a year!
Wow.
What a year.
Yeah,
That,
they were
that
both
might actually be the
2014.
strongest MCU year then on balance.
In your opinion?
Well, what's better?
There was last year for me with Guardians 2 and Thor Ragnarok, same year.
Yeah, but then this year you've got Infinity War and Black Panther.
Fucking hell.
Infinity War Black.
Okay, so it's just been a really good
I
decade
still-
for the MCU.
I
No,
think-
Jason, movies have been getting worse.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, people stop going to cinemas.
I'll still argue my two is better.
Yeah.
You'll die on that hill.
I will.
Speaking of which, we're actually going faster through this list than I was
That's
anticipating.
fine.
But
We're gonna talk more and more about each one
Yeah.
as it gets higher
Yeah.
up.
number
I've forgotten
what
what
number?
we're on.
Five?
Number 4.
Number 4?
7.
Number 4.
4. Oh, visual gag.
8.
Number
Yes.
8. Number
4.
4.
Number
Okay,
4.
4 syllables.
2 words. 2 words.
2 thumbs.
Thumbs up. Thumbs up.
Thumbs up.
Thumbs up.
What?
Rainbow.
Blade Slicer.
Blade 2.
Constipation.
Blade Trinity. Blade of the Immortal. Blade
Executioner's Blade.
Blade jogging.
Blade Runner.
Hey.
Alright, I get it.
Wow, that was
I get
one
it.
hell of a long visual
I've
gag.
never seen anyone run like that.
really appreciate that.
I've never seen someone run
I've seen
like
Sonic
that.
run like that.
Did you not watch Justice League?
That was my Ezra Miller impersonation.
Savage. Yeah. Okay, yeah, Blade Runner.
Blade Runner by Ridley Scott.
So that was your number 1, right, Marcus?
That was my number one.
Yes.
Like
Number
Blade
one.
Runner, I have watched at least
Twice.
well, technically.
technically yes, at least 18 times across the different cuts.
I will say that mine's probably not as many times, but at least more than 10 times.
Yeah. I mean, there's so. One of my favorite things to do is because I own this fantastic box set that has the US theatrical, European
Oh, yeah.
theatrical, the 1992 director's cut,
The 2000 director's cut?
The 2000 director's cut and the final cut, from 2007, which
Can you
for
put
the
them on
fans
5
out there,
screens at the same time?
And
And then you play Dark Side of the Moon backwards, and it all syncs up.
yes. But it's just crazy to see the subtle differences between the cuts and what big implications those little changes can have on the reading of the film itself.
I just like that Harrison Ford hated the theatrical ending so much. He tried to phone it in to the point where they would cut it.
Yes.
Like you did with the CineBeards intro that one time, just doing it horribly, hoping for me to stop you and take over. And I just didn't. They did that, but with a worldwide release movie.
with a movie with millions of dollars
like,
on the
he did
line.
it so badly, and they were like, yeah,
Yeah.
we'll use it.
We'll go for it. Is that the best cut we have? Yeah, oh, okay, fine.
It's like
Print it.
William Shatner with that on-screen kiss in Star Trek.
Yes.
No, tell me. I'm unfamiliar with it.
I mean, didn't you see that drunk history episode?
No.
Oh, where Gene Roddenberry and the woman who played the
Uhura.
Uhura.
I could
They
never remember
sort
the
of worked
actress's
together
name.
to sort of push boundaries and to have the first on-screen interracial kiss. And Shatner was all for it, but the studio was like, whoa, you can't.
Well, of course Shatner was for it. She's a really beautiful woman.
So the studio was
He's
all
William-
like, oh, you can't do this, and then they're like, okay, cool. Then Shatner said okay, I'll make a compromise. We'll do it with the kiss, and we'll do without the kiss. And then on the editing floor,
They can decide.
They can decide. And they say he spent the whole allotted time for shooting just doing the kiss over and over and over. And they were like, well, we have to get one without the kiss. And then he did it. And then the next day in editing, the executives all sort of crowded around, he apparently looked directly at the camera and went cross-eyed. So they couldn't use it.
That's fucking amazing.
And that's how the first interracial kiss on TV happened.
That's a
Good
good
on you, Bill.
That is
Good
a
on you.
beautiful story.
That is amazing.
But to get back to Blade Runner.
It's a very
from
good
Star Trek.
drunk history episode.
Yeah. To get back to Blade Runner, I mean, it's a very, not just good, it's influential as all hell.
Yeah,
I mean,
Yeah.
if it wasn't
It
for...
defines your favorite genre, which,
It
as I
defines-
believe, is cyberpunk.
Yes.
Yeah.
It defines cyberpunk, the cyberpunk aesthetic as we know it today.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for Blade Runner,
And
Akira
Akira.
wouldn't... no, even... Akira wouldn't look the way it did without Blade Runner.
I thought Akira predated.
No. Akira came out in 87.
Yeah.
And Blade Runner came out in 82. So, the design would probably have stayed very much the same because the manga was earlier, but the color palette
But
and
the cityscape.
the cityscape and the mood would have been way different. And Ghost in the Shell would probably have never existed.
Yeah.
The animated and the live action version.
Yeah, and it's Blade Runner is so great because it's the questions of transhumanism that it
Yeah.
engenders and what is human, what is not, what is emotion.
And,
Yeah,
and just
I'd love to know.
we've got a friend who
Has never
disliked
seen-
Blade Runner and Blade Runner 2049 for the reason that she thinks the question that posed was stupid because it's obvious. It's are they as good as humans? Yes, they are. Fuck off. To make a whole movie on that question is stupid. It's an obvious answer.
It's funny because I rewatched before or after Blade Runner 2049. I rewatched Blade Runner.
Yeah.
I can't tell you which cut I watched.
Not sure.
I don't know.
it was,
Either final or director.
It was probably
Yeah, it
the
was-
final
yeah.
cut.
And rewatched Blade Runner 2049, and just personally, I slightly prefer 2049.
I would
Honestly-
stand with you there.
Honestly, I
slightly
think
prefer
that 2049 is a better movie. And I think I enjoy it more, but I don't know, there's just something about the
OG
original
Blade
Blade
Runner.
Runner that's
Yeah.
just so important to me.
Yeah.
And like Marcus,
Yeah,
but not
it-
as profoundly, kind of shaped me
Yeah.
a lot.
Yeah.
But I think on balance, I might enjoy 2049 better. Just from a visual standpoint, specifically, and a score standpoint.
Yes.
the score's so good.
Yeah.
The tears in the snow at the end. The like
Mixing with
cover
the-
of
of
tears, in the rain.
Yeah.
I
But I mean, that's what you get when, you know, you let Hans Zimmer loose with synths and say, sound like Vangelis.
I like when Dion first was it Spotify that you got? When Dion
yeah,
first got
that's what I was
Spotify.
about to say. Like, I signed up for Spotify Premium, and it's like, great, now I have the selection of basically all the music in the world to listen to, and I just listened to Seawall on loop. To the point where all it recommended to Dion was just Seawall.
Hey, do you want to listen to Seawall again? You really like that song. I mean, I know it's 10 minutes, but like, play it again.
Yeah.
Yeah, when we were watching that movie for the first time, and like Seawall came on, just as that first like that
that
deep,
grimy-
disgusting, beautiful synth just like filled the whole IMAX. Dion and I looked at each other like, oh.
It's just like goose flesh travels
Yeah.
up your arm.
Christ,
You
now I
just-
want to watch that movie again.
I think I might
Can we
watch
hire
it.
out the IMAX to watch it there again?
Yeah,
Please,
please.
please just let us do that.
Or, better idea,
Yeah.
hire out the IMAX for the length of 2 movies, watch director's cut of the original final
Final cut.
of
you
the original
pleb.
Blade Runner, and
And then
how am I
2049.
supposed to keep track of 5 cuts?
But
I
that
know
would-
I'm bad with numbers.
How am I supposed to keep track of 500 cuts?
Exactly, there's nearly like 5 million of them.
Yeah, it's almost 50.
0.5.
Negative 5 tracks, now I've got to make 5 of them.
The pressure's on me.
How am I supposed to keep track of all of that? But yeah, hire it out, screen those 2 back to back.
Yes.
Have a great day.
Have a very great day
So
because
what's
because-
number 0.3?
300,
0.3
Dion.
0.3
Number
slash 3
3.
slash 33 slash
Number
333
Number
3 slash
3.
300.
Thomas,
Three.
don't belabor the point.
Yeah, Thomas.
You'll
Number
bet I
3.
will.
Thomas, stop saying that's number 3. We all know
Yeah,
it's
it's
number
at
3.
number
But what if
We're
people
talking
have
about
forgotten?
number 3 at the moment.
Thomas, it's at number 3.
You
But are you sure?
Thomas, stop
Yes.
interrupting Marcus to say it's number 3.
But what if I
Thomas,
want
if
to?
you interrupt Marcus one more time.
Hello.
It's
Marcus,
number
tell us
3.
number 3.
Hello. My name is Max. Mad Max Fury Road is at number 3.
Why?
I
was it
was
called?
Why did Corb introduce that?
Hey, man.
Because
my
Australia
name's
and
Max.
New
I'm
Zealand
kind
are
of
the
a
same
leader out
thing.
here.
This is Tom Hardy. He can't talk like a human.
Exactly.
He's always got shit on his
Mad
face.
Max Fury Road, directed by George Miller.
What a
Yeah,
great
boy.
movie.
Still, to this day, the best
Best
cinema
IMAX.
experience I've ever had.
Yeah, you said so.
Yeah.
And
for
I
sure.
watched 2049 twice in IMAX.
Yeah.
Shit.
Yep. It is. That movie's just an absolute masterpiece.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
unequivocally.
Like, I just love how it was, like, George Miller, who hadn't directed an action film in decades.
He directed Happy Feet.
And
Yeah.
Babe, Pig in the City.
Yeah.
Yeah, the perfect intro.
Yeah.
To
And
Mad
then
Max.
he was like,
George R.R. Miller.
yeah, he was just like, you kids don't know how to make action movies, do you? Just pull this
I'll
dick out,
show you how.
drop the mic, and won.
Yeah.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah. No, it's
Like, the way it was shot made the editing so fucking flexible
Yeah.
yeah.
that they could do almost anything with it and kind of choose any shot for any scene that they wanted. So that was just...
So the movie could just flow perfectly.
yeah, because they always keep the focus right in the center.
Yes.
And it's also just a masterclass in blending live action with CGI.
Yeah,
Yes.
that basically, if people say CGI is shit,
Yeah, you
You
just
just
show
like,
them
show
that.
alright,
them
cool,
that,
here you
yeah.
go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just show that. So, like, can you tell which one is which?
Yep.
Because, well, I'll tell you, like, there's only one shot that's clearly CGI in Fury
the
Road.
guitar.
Yeah, the guitar coming to the front of the. Oh no, it's not the guitar. It's the grill piece with.
It's the flaming guitar.
It's a flaming
and
guitar.
it's the wheel.
Yes.
But
At
other
the end
than
where
that,
the
it's
war truck
seamless.
crushes,
Yeah.
it's like.
Oh,
But
obviously.
the crash in the
Yeah.
background is all real and
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah.
So it's,
Yeah.
Yeah, there's still dead stuntmen in Namibia.
Yeah.
From that film.
They're nearly dead people in Namibia because a lot of the ramps that they placed there to flip the cars and stuff like that, they never took them away.
Because that's a lot of work.
Also, like, it-
I
I wanna
wanna
go to
It was one
Namibia.
of you telling me the story of a friend that nearly died on the road there because they had to
I
swerve.
think you told. I thought you told me this story.
No, somebody told me.
Oh God, I'm not.
Where they had to, like, swerve out the way to dodge one of the crash ramps.
Otherwise, oops.
Otherwise, fun times.
But no, it's a perfectly crafted movie. Tom Hardy almost never speaks in it, which
Oh,
is
it's so
Which
good.
is so good.
absolutely perfect.
Charlize Theron is there. She's got a robot arm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sweet robot arm, which looks like it's powered by diesel, which makes it even cooler.
Yes, sir.
And it's got a really good art book.
And I really liked that they brought back the guy who played Toe Cutter in the
Yes.
original to then play Immortan
Yeah.
Joe.
Different character, they're not linked, or maybe they are. We don't know. Ooh. There's
It's
a lot
just a theory.
there's a lot of theories around continuity.
And none of them are confirmed.
And none of them are confirmed because nerds are weird people.
No, it's all weird people, but cool people for the most part until Star Wars happens.
Yeah.
Then they become
Like
ass
one of my
fucks.
favorite theories on Fury Road is actually that this Max isn't Max Rokitansky.
You think it's the kid?
Yeah,
from
that's
number
my
2.
favorite theory is that it's actually the kid from the second Mad Max
That's
movie.
a pretty good.
Road Warrior.
That's a pretty
Yeah.
good hypothesis.
Yeah, because it does look like a lot more has changed between like
Well, George Miller
Road
himself
Warrior
has
and
said that.
George R.R. Miller.
Sorry, George R. Miller has said that there isn't really a continuity to them other than the first one being the first one.
yes.
From there on out, it's just essentially stories
Yeah.
about Mad Max, like
A
shit that
world of
happened to
Mad
him.
Max,
Yeah,
but better than the DC world.
Yeah. Why don't
exactly.
DC just do that? Like
That's-
tell standalone stories.
that's what they are doing.
That's what
adding it to
the
their thing.
dream
they've been-
worlds of DC Universe.
But they're
extended
failing.
Dreaming
Online.
darkly.
No, well, they haven't started yet.
Exactly. And they've already failed.
Yeah.
Like that's how bad they are.
But yeah, Fury Road.
Oh yeah, top tier.
We
Watch
actually
it
have
with
we actually have a friend, a mutual friend of ours, who did not like Fury Road, and when questioned why, he explained that, well, when he was watching it on the plane,
Ouch.
What?
yeah,
That
Yeah.
was
That's
the
what I'm gonna-
opener.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So.
No, I stopped listening after that. I just,
Well, that
I just
was-
walked away.
That was like
That's fucking dumb.
that guy at FanCon who was like, "Oh yeah, the art style in Blade Runner 2049 was bad,"
Because they try to mix old things from the original
and
but
I was
with
like,
new things.
"Cool, man! Can I shake your hand because I've never met a person that's more wrong about anything."
You're like the
I,
you're like the internet, but a person.
It's crazy. What's life like for you?
I thought you just lived in dungeons under your mom's houses and typed things.
Ugh. Okay. What's
Okay.
number 2?
Number 2.
Number 2.
Penultimate, I believe they call it.
Oh, Cinnamon's here.
Hey,
Say hi,
Cinnamon!
Hey, Cinnamon beard.
Say hi,
He looks so
Cinnamon.
handsome.
How's it, guys?
How's it?
How's it?
My name is Max. My world is Max. Everything is Max.
You're positive, dude.
Please help me. I can't slow down. I don't understand what's happening.
My car hasn't run out of fuel. I'm very confused.
Oh god, I can't wait for Rage 2 because Avalanche Studios did the car stuff, and
Oh,
the car
nice.
combat in Mad Max was.
I still have to play that. It was free on PSN the one time, so
Yeah,
I've got it. I
I've
just
got it.
need to install it.
Like, you don't need to play a lot of it, just play until you can get like your first decent car, like an hour in, and then just drive around for a bit.
Yeah.
Take
Yeah,
all
that's
other
pretty much
cars.
So
Yeah.
basically, it takes an hour to do what Spider-Man gives you immediately, which is free
Instantly.
reign of the city to just kind of swing about.
Dude, the web swinging. Oh, Jesus
God,
Christ.
that's the first thing it does. There's like the little opening cinematic, and then immediately you got to be swinging. And
Like
it's
I
just-
said, that's so perfect to endear you to the character and make you want to be the character.
Yeah, I feel like everyone's like, oh, it's got like the worst, like of like the open world, you know, stuff like, ooh, all this busy work and stuff. It's like that's all I fucking want to do.
Exactly.
I want to be
It
the
gives me
friendly
a goal to
neighborhood
do while I just
Spider-Man.
want to swing around.
Because you're Spider-Man.
It's like I'm swinging around, having a great time, and then there's crime, and I stop it, and then I get points, and then I keep swinging.
So,
It's
I
like
guess,
how
I
you-
guess our favorite movie then would be Spider-Man
PS4
game.
Yes.
Number 2.
Number
now
two.
Number 2. Thomas, stop.
Thomas, don't overdo it.
I've been known
No,
to.
hey, hey.
Psh, that Marcus.
Stop interrupting Marcus.
But-
Number 2.
Number 2.
Sorry, Marcus,
Number
please go
2.
ahead.
Sorry, they're interrupting you, man.
Number
Thomas just keeps interrupting
Yeah,
you,
I
Marcus,
know.
and I
Yeah,
apologize.
it's terrible. It's always Thomas and never, ever, ever, ever Jason or Dion.
Marcus,
No,
you're really
because
going
I
on a
edit
bit
the
long.
thing.
Maybe just
Yeah.
give us number 2.
Should I just give you guys number 2 then?
Go for it.
If Thomas can stop interrupting you
That's
for
not
gosh
likely.
darn
It's
seconds.
not likely.
I'll give it to you. But
Speaking of seconds, our second place is
yeah, our second place is also the theme to this movie. Actually, this is just a little peek into our lives. When I got married 2 years ago, about 2 years ago. Instead of the wedding march, we had the theme for this movie playing while the bride, my now wife, walked down the aisle. And there's a story behind it. So because we both loved this movie, and the best thing was standing in front and just seeing the slow realization of everyone on my friend's side, just realizing what's playing. And it was the theme
And then
to number
there's-
2.
But before you reveal it, there's also the wedding-related story of the movie with Dion.
Yes.
Oh yeah, when we came back from signing the contract and they did the confetti thing and we did it was in the Imperial March.
No, I'm talking about directly related to number 2.
Yeah,
Well, I
the
don't know what
story
number
you
2
told
is.
me about.
I'm waiting
it.
for Marcus to tell me what number 2
Okay,
is.
so
Okay.
the Dion story will follow.
The Dion story will follow after I tell you that the number 2 movie on our list is Jurassic Park.
What?
Yes.
Okay, now you can
So
do
now
the
you tell the
story.
story.
What story?
The story.
So on my honeymoon,
This is the
we were
most
staying
romantic story I've
we
ever
were staying
heard.
in a mountain resort, and on the very first day, I discovered that my wife had not watched Jurassic Park, and so we drove to Montague, the nearest town, found a video rental store. Thank goodness, they're still living in the dark ages there. Opened an account, rented Jurassic Park, took it back, and watched it on the laptop. You're welcome.
Best honeymoon ever.
That's the most romantic thing I've ever heard of.
That's even more romantic than my story.
Jurassic
man,
Park.
Jurassic
What a
Park.
movie.
That's
another one I forgot existed.
Last Samurai's got your second favorite score. Jurassic Park has got my favorite score of all time.
14
John
logs.
Williams just freaking nailed it.
Fucking nailed it, Dion.
Got him. Got him.
Oh, you got that golf score.
That was the John Williams Jurassic Park score of score-related jokes.
Yeah.
It's a really specific, but you did.
Man.
Well, you
nailed
gotta
it.
be really specific to be at the top of something.
Yeah. Like super specific.
Yeah. So the amazing thing about Jurassic Park is just how well
It's
It
a.
holds
the
up.
CG.
Yeah, the
almost
CG holds up so
like,
god.
almost all of it is still perfect.
Yeah.
Photorealistic.
It's photorealistic
Yeah.
because
Like-
it's blended CG, it's blended animatronics, it's stop motion, it's every technique
not-
that they
not
could
just that,
possibly do
Yeah.
Even the
blended
fully CG
together.
stuff, like, still perfectly holds up.
Yeah.
Just because of the amount of work and love put into it. There's better CG shots in there than in
In
the
James
latest
Cameron's
Jurassic,
Avatar.
Or than in Jurassic World.
Yeah.
Yeah. The thing is, though, like, of that one and Jurassic World, the original Jurassic Park is pushing a bit of an SJW agenda because they cast Laura Dern.
Yeah. Didn't you see she was there and she did things
Yeah.
that like helped everyone?
I saw that. I picked it up. That's why I boycott that.
Boycott hashtag
Has-
visual
I'm still
gags.
reliving the trauma of that.
And you made him.
yeah, so...
yeah, like-
Yeah, this,
I mean,
Jurassic
do we really need to explain why Jurassic Park is a great
because
movie?
it's magnificent. It's
Yeah.
so great, and like
It's a-
I remember watching it as a little kid, and it made me want to be a paleontologist and like look for dinosaur bones. And
Yeah.
then I grew
I-
up and realized that was
It
a
gives you
horrible
that
idea.
amazing sense of wonder and scale, and it's also so restrained.
Yeah, it doesn't.
Like,
it doesn't go hammy.
takes its time. It scales up.
before Professor Hammond is like, there.
And then the score swells and you're like, oh! And then like, yeah, when I was a kid, that scene with the children and the T-Rex, that was legitimately
Oh,
terrifying.
absolutely! When it's coming in,
Yeah.
and it's,
The other thing is, I rewatched the trailer a while back, and as well, they show almost nothing in the trailer.
Yeah.
really,
The trailer
That's
is
really
so
cool.
I think,
Is
restrained.
it the
I think the
trailer?
biggest thing they show in the trailer is the goat's leg.
Yes.
I
They
think
don't
they-
even show a dinosaur in the Jurassic Park
I
trailer.
think they show like
they?
a brontosaurus or
Yeah.
something, like, but they don't show like the money shot. They
Yeah.
don't,
yeah,
yeah.
There's nothing really given away.
Yeah, so it's like the whole thing is just a sense of like shows, like the amber, them extracting the DNA, and it shows, and it's the park, and it shows people's reaction
wonder
shots, and it's just like,
And that mirrors
goosebumps.
our reaction to
Yeah.
the film.
When I was a kid, we went to the Universal Studios
With
park,
the water ride!
and there was the Jurassic Park water
Yep,
ride there,
I've been
and
on
my
that.
dad got this fucking sick ass Jurassic Park like Letterman jacket,
Nice.
like one of those like sports jock guy jackets.
Yeah.
It is so fucking sexy. I
The-
love that thing.
the-
But my dad was a big fatty back then, so it's a little large for me to steal and wear now.
I've got
Could
good
you steal
news
it
for
for
you can always
me?
get fat.
I've got good news for you, Jason.
I don't think he would let it go happily. It's one of his favorite pieces.
That's
of
what I'm
clothing.
saying. Could you steal it for me?
What's in it for me?
Money. Or heroin. I've got good news for you.
Yeah.
The Universal store online ships to South Africa and sells almost everything from that Jurassic Park visitor center, which is modeled.
Really, because I went
does it
there
sell the sense of wonder?
3 years ago. 2 or 3 years ago, I went on the ride again, and it was still fucking amazing. It's closed now because they're making it a Jurassic World ride. Because fuck them.
oh
But-
no!
Dude, it's
But
so
they didn't have the Letterman
didn't
jacket
they?
there.
Okay.
anymore.
Well, I just know because my Jurassic Park shirt
Yeah.
that I always wear, I bought from that visitor center,
Yeah.
and like I ordered another one online because that one's looking kind of threadbare. Interesting,
It
awesome.
just
thing.
looks like it's like vintage, like from 1993, which is why I should wear it more often.
It just reminded me.
Smash
of
the
Jurassic World.
No.
Okay,
Let's
well,
move
away
on to
from that.
number one.
Oh, no, well, one more factoid about the Jurassic Park ride, the log theme ride. The animatronic dinosaurs that ride features are the animatronic dinosaurs from the fucking movie.
Yep.
Really?
Really?
Not
Which
all
is-
of them,
Not all of
obviously,
them, but
Yeah.
Because I know that the foam rubber that they use and stuff tends to decay like
no, they've
within
been
years.
repaired. But
Yeah,
like,
okay, yeah.
No, but the underlying
Repair
animatronic
and
skeleton
is the
I just
same.
wanted to say like
But,
that would be-
but it's like a
especially
little,
with water and
it's like a little selling point for them, where they're like featuring the actual dinosaurs from the.
and like I bought it and went on that ride many times to the point where the girl I was dating at the time when I was there, she just kind of wandered off, and I was like, came back and found me
Never
2
seen
hours
it.
later,
Never seen it
Whee!
since.
and I was just like, yay! The only guy on the ride. We're closing now, sir.
But
It's fine.
no.
I'll sleep here.
I'll sleep.
you guys can go.
My,
It's cool, I got this.
my favorite factoid on Jurassic Park actually ties into the animatronics thing with the simulated rain on set with the T-Rex. While they were using the animatronic, you
Yeah.
can see shots where it's like shaking. It's because that thing is carrying like half a ton of water in the latex foam rubber because it got so wet. They were afraid that it was going to burn out and set on fire. The animatronics team.
One
They
of
were
my,
trying to exercise it.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
were terrified that they were gonna break the T-Rex, and Spielberg was just like, "More shots,
Do it
more
again,
rain,
Stan!"
do it again."
one of my favorite factoids is how long they struggle to get the water. Like when the T-Rex stomps, the water.
Yes, the
go up
rings.
perfectly, and then ended up stringing a guitar string from the bottom of the cup through the car
Yeah.
to under the car, and then they would
twang
pluck
it.
the string, and that would create those perfect concentric
wow.
ripples.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah,
fantastic.
and that was when people still did effort.
Yeah, that's
Now
'cause
they were just like, we can just
struggle-
CG it.
They struggled with that for ages,
Yeah.
and it was literally I think like a night or two before they had to do the shot, and they
They
were on the
figured it
verge
out.
of just using CG.
Yeah.
Where like one of the special effects guys he was messing around at home, and he sort of had the idea and he tried it out. It was just perfect.
Fuck, that's such a cool story.
That's
Man,
cool.
what a good movie.
Yeah.
What a good movie. What a good score. And like closely tied to like your guys' marriages,
Yes,
Yeah.
which is pretty
Hey.
cool for a CineBeards thing. Not
Yeah.
bad.
it's like we're friends who've known each other for a substantial amount of time.
Almost like
6, maybe 7 weeks.
Yeah.
yeah,
at least.
I'd
at
pause it.
least.
Yeah, we watched a movie together.
Yeah.
Huh.
that separately.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In
But
different
like
spirit.
online.
In spirit.
Like we live tweeted each other.
Yeah,
That's human interaction.
like we generally do when we watch live streams of E3 and things,
Yeah.
which is the most fun.
So Marcus, what is our
Number one.
Our
Thomas, I'd thank you
Thomas,
not to
get
interrupt.
exciting.
Our number
You're
one
welcome.
film is
Number one.
also, strangely enough, the only film that appeared on all 4 of our lists.
That's good.
Yeah.
It is a film from 1979, directed by one Ridley Scott. It features Sigourney Weaver.
All right, cool.
Transformers: The Last Night. Fucking called it.
Shit, you
No,
got
it isn't
it.
that one.
Oh.
Nah.
No,
sorry.
it's not.
Dark of the Moon, but like they're all the same.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I'm surprised you could tell them.
Don't you mean Dark Side of the Moon?
Did you mean Dark Side is
Isn't
the
Dark
video
Side
game?
of the Moon the album?
I don't know.
I'm pretty
anymore.
sure
No,
it was
it's
just
Dark
called
Side of the Last Transmogrifizer.
I'm pretty sure it was just like Dark of the Moon.
I thought it was
Revenge of the-
Transformer
Revenge
of
of
the
the
Last
Dark
Night.
Moon.
Revenge of the Moon. Revenge of the
Revenge
Moon.
of the
Moon Revenge.
That's
Strikes back.
It's just Majora's Masked Moon crashing into the... But it's a Transformer.
It's Unicron.
It's played by Liam Neeson.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, so what is
So what is our actual
there's
number
no
one?
way I can figure out
If
what
Thomas
this
can
movie is.
like stop
Just
sidetracking
cool
us
down.
for
It's
a
not going to
second.
happen, so...
Yeah.
Hold
so
on to
I'll
your
just
butts.
blurt out our number one movie is Alien.
Yay!
Yay!
It's-
I'm actually
To be
very happy with that.
Yeah.
And I'm
being-
super. I'm glad that my faith in all of you was vindicated because I was like, I think Alien, and I was like, I wonder if these cockbags are going to choose Aliens.
Yeah.
No.
And it's like, let me see. But I'm
Okay,
yeah.
do I have more fun watching Aliens?
Of
Yes.
course.
But do I enjoy Alien more?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's the difference here.
I mean, that's why my favorite alien-based video game is Alien Isolation. As well.
Yeah.
That was good and spooky.
it is spectacular.
I'm only about 3 hours in now, but I've started it.
Yeah.
Marcus, now that you've got a PS4, you can play it on the PS4. You must try play it on the PS4. It's got a version of it where if you plug your mic in, it actually uses your mic, and if you make a real-world sound, the alien
hears
in-game
you.
hears it.
No, fuck that.
Yeah, it's
No,
true.
no,
It's true.
I'm never gonna play with that feature. That feature can go die in a fire.
Yeah.
And also, if you got the PlayStation camera
camera.
set up, you can use the control because it tracks the controller.
Yeah.
And you can lean to actually lean around corners and shit.
Yeah,
It's-
no,
It's
No,
spectacular.
that's
Yeah,
terrifying.
not for me. Not for me.
You're just hiding perfectly. You sneeze by mistake.
Yeah,
And then you gotcha.
Yeah.
'Cause that-
Alien.
Alien is just a spectacular film, mood piece,
Yep.
everything.
It actually it makes me think of the whole Fellowship of the Ring Two Towers thing, where
Yeah.
Two Towers was always my favorite in the same way that Aliens was my favorite for a long time. And then sort of getting back to the more sort of stripped down, perfectly structured, because I like the sort of the excess and the more violence
Absolutely,
and
because
action and all of
it's
that.
fast paced.
Yeah, same thing with Two Towers, and then as the years go by, and I sort of get old and boring and fat, and I sort of start appreciating structure more and pacing
And slow
carrying-
burn
Yeah,
and-
and it's just amazing how I've just sort of flipped
Yeah.
totally that it's Alien, Far Away, and also
Yeah.
Fellowship of the Ring.
Yeah.
Was Fellowship on your list?
Yes.
Okay.
Two
was-
Towers was on mine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because Fellowship was on mine.
Yeah.
Did you have a Lord of the Rings on yours, Marcus?
I did not have a Lord of the Rings on mine.
Okay. Okay. So some more editing to do on that artwork.
I'm not the one holding Sting in the artwork. That's Dion, remember?
I know.
Oh, look at that!
Ayo!
Heyo!
Did you not realize, Thomas?
Well, why isn't Iron Man on your list?
Ooh. Why isn't Terminator
Because
on
It is on my list.
it is.
T2 is on
T2
my
is
list.
on his list. Iron Man is not on my list because
What? No, you. Alright.
because the Iron Man helmet in the artwork symbolizes all of the MCU. It's just the most iconic item from the MCU to depict in a picture.
Yeah, we couldn't have him holding Cap's shield.
Yeah, that would just look weird, right?
My
Or
Iron Man was
holding
on my
Groot.
list. It was a tough call. It was a really tough call.
But anyway,
Yeah,
to get
so
back to Alien.
Alien.
Yay!
Yeah, Alien.
Everybody's performance in that movie was so fucking good as well.
And the cat survives.
And the cat- Jones the
Jones.
cat. Jonesy the
survives.
space cats. The oldest space cat ever
Yeah.
that survives
one of the
three
thi-
movies.
One of the
two
things I
movies.
absolutely love about just actually that series, Alien and Aliens, is the matte paintings,
Yes.
the sort of those environmental, just so much love.
I really like it because of the plausibility of the... It's a weird thing, but the plausibility of the technology that exists in the universe.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like-
yeah, it's not so advanced as to be outside the realm of.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
you
it
didn't...
feels lived in.
It absolutely does, and it's really cool because it's got that retrofuturism CRT bright lights and like clicking
Yeah.
noises and stuff, and you're just like, man, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's it's so functional and, like you said, so lived in. And
What's also great is in that universe, like, okay, you don't really get it much in Alien the film, but again, going back to Alien Isolation, which is directly linked to the
Yeah.
first
it's a
film.
direct continuity.
Direct continuation. It's like, that is, even by their standards, the people in the film, that is old technology.
Yeah.
Like, it's an old, almost broken
busted
down,
up thing.
busted up ship. It's,
Yeah.
they're used to it, and it's just great.
Yeah.
I can't say a bad thing about Alien.
No, like
It shows just the right amount of Alien. All the special effects still hold up.
they do because they're all practical.
Yeah.
And
God, I miss practical effects in movies.
well, we get them now with studios like Weta and stuff
Yes.
getting more traction.
Yeah.
They're being it's being
The
illustrated
practical
very
stuff
well.
in 2049
was perfect.
top
Like
notch.
you watch the fly-throughs they do of the miniature scale sets, and it's people like Weta showing that you can still use a lot of practical effects and make your movie look fucking amazing. And 2049 is going to age so well because of it.
Yeah.
Because those practical effects are never going to look a bit hokey.
Yeah, because it's practical effects enhanced by CGI.
Exactly.
Same as Fury Road.
Same
Yeah.
as Jurassic
Fury
Park.
Road, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Same as Jurassic Park, which we already know has held it's
Yeah,
it's
I mean
held
that's
up, so.
held up now. What, like 22, 23 years?
20-something years.
Yeah.
94, was it that?
93.
Oh, was it
93. 93.
93.
So 25 years.
Yeah.
Yes. 250 years.
So, 2.5 years.
Wasn't that the tagline? Was it like an adventure 250 million years in the making?
It was, yes.
No, it was in Jurassic Park. No one can hear you scream.
Ah, yes.
No, it was
and
16
Alien was
million.
in space. 250 million years have happened. We're
I
pretty
thought
sure.
it was in
think it was
space
like
dying
16
eternal on the Fury
Like
Road.
65 million years in the making.
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
something.
But yeah.
It was. That
Anyway,
was the
Aliens
Yeah,
is
because
fucking
65 million years is when the T-Rex went extinct.
That must have been in development hell for a long
Yeah,
time.
it's like
So
Duke
many
Nukem Forever.
directors. So many directors. Like,
Reshoots.
oh man,
It's
they
like
basically.
Spielberg made a pilgrimage to sub-Saharan Africa to a cave there to go look at the paintings of,
Yeah.
the former directors.
Yeah, the first storyboard. And that's
First
why they
storyboard is the
found
Rosetta Stone, actually.
Addendums to the deep sea scrolls. Like variations on the action scene with the T-Rex gets the kids in the car.
You just see sheet music.
The Epic of Gilgamesh was actually original music for
Yeah.
Jurassic Park.
Oh, don't forget the Shroud of Turin was actually the first prop they made for the movie. That was supposed to be the banner falling down.
But yeah, so Alien.
So Alien.
So
Alien's a
Alien.
good movie, and I think it is probably. I speak under correction, but I think that's probably our number one on our list.
Yes.
Yeah, I would say if we were all to make individual lists and then give scores based on the positions on our lists and
Yeah.
then put them together, consolidate them into one CineBeards, say top 10. Yeah, top 10 list.
Yeah.
It would probably be number one.
Do you think so?
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think that sounds right to
Spoiler
me.
alert, that's exactly what we did!
So what I'd like to know is, looking at this list, this 10,
Yes.
if each of us could add one movie, what would it be? What would yours be, Marcus? If you could add one movie to that list.
If I could add one movie to that list, it would be... No, I don't even have to look. It would be Toy Story.
Ooh,
Personally.
good
Number
one.
3, the one that always makes you cry, or the first one?
First one.
Okay.
Okay, cool.
Yes, number 3,
my
or
Pixar
the ending
was
of number 3.
Incredibles.
Yeah.
That was on mine.
Yeah, for me, it's because Toy Story as well, just with Blade Runner, it was such a formative film for me.
Yeah.
I bought that, went to watch it in the theater. As soon as it came out on VHS, I bought it on VHS. And that tape was destroyed by the amount of times I watched it.
Yeah. That being the criteria for adding one to the list, I would add Independence Day to the list. Because I had it on VHS as a kid, and I watched it so often that my brother got super fucking pissed off at me watching it all the time, that he took the VHS and hid it. And
Wow.
That's such a big brother thing
yeah,
to
he took
do.
the VHS and hid it. And so my parents just bought me another VHS of it. So now
packet of zoo cookies as well.
Like, so I didn't even have to have that like rewind time between watches.
You could just watch it on
I could
move.
just swap it out, which my brother was super happy about.
How bad? All right, again.
But yeah, that was probably my favorite like childhood movie. Like if my parents wanted to just like distract me while they went and did like anything they wanted to
Whatever.
do because I was a shit child and always like ruined everything by nearly dying and then actually dying that one time.
Classic Jason.
If they wanted to distract me and actually get stuff done, they would just put Independence Day on and I'd be like, ooh.
All right.
Well, it did have all
Even
the
back
pretty
then, I
colors.
had an eye for practical effects.
yes, exactly. And that film had
Those
really good
explosions.
top tier.
Yeah.
Then in that theme, then The Mummy.
Oh, Brendan Fraser.
1995.
Fraser's-
The 1995 The Mummy for me.
99.
No, sorry.
Our
Yeah.
resident Mance.
That movie also just innumerable times as a child I watched that movie over and over and over again, and it's so hammy, and like watching it now, it's so bad, but it's so enjoyable. I still love it so much.
Fun fact: it is on Netflix.
Really?
Yeah. In fact, all of the Brendan Fraser mummy movies are on Netflix.
Money
Money
Movie.
movies. The money movies.
Yeah,
if
the
you
Mummy,
could add
the
one.
Mummy Returns, the Scorpion King, and Tomb of the Dragon Emperor.
If it was this criteria, then probably Lost World, Jurassic Park. 'Cause that's the one I watched to absolute fucking
To hell.
death.
I had
That and Bugs Life, because I got Bugs Life before I knew there were any other Pixar films. I watched that in a vacuum and I was like, this is incredible. But the movie I was thinking of that I would actually add to this list would be Shawshank Redemption. Not
Yeah.
nearly as fun as the others.
But still
for
great.
me,
Yeah.
if we're going like, you know,
Yeah.
not the we watched it to death as a kid.
Yeah.
Kiss Kiss Bang Bang.
In Bruges.
Ooh, yes,
Ooh.
that is the movie that like gave me massive respect for Colin Farrell.
And Donald Gleason. I mean,
Yeah.
Donald Gleason.
Brendan Gleeson.
Brendan Gleason.
Yeah, the other
Like,
Gleason.
I got my
I
Gleasons mixed up.
already had
Yeah.
respect for Papa Gleason.
Because Gangs in New York.
Yeah, still Toy Story on mine. Because it's
Interestingly, even after like we can add one to the list and having read the list, no Star Wars.
Yeah, Rogue
and we
One was-
all really like Star
We all
Wars.
like Star Wars, but I think I like Star Wars more as like a franchise more than any individual film.
Yes.
Yeah,
Like, Rogue
I
One-
couldn't pick out.
Rogue One
yeah,
was
yeah.
on my list.
Originally on mine. Yeah.
Yeah, but it just feels like I like Star Wars as like,
Star
as a
Wars.
universe and as like the musical palette and all that stuff. But there isn't like one specific Star Wars film that like Force Awakens was close. And like Rogue One was on my list, but yeah, it's not really like Empire Strikes Back is one of the greatest films ever, but it's not like one of my favorites. To
But
just
you don't
put on
watch
and
it 10,000 times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I initially had Last Jedi on my list
So
as
did
well,
I.
because
What a winner.
it is just out of the Star Wars films, like as with Rogue One, it's a standout film in its own right.
Yeah.
But also,
I
it's
just-
like, yeah, Star Wars is a franchise in
Yeah,
my
yeah.
mind. I enjoy Star Wars.
Yeah, I came very close to cheating and just writing like
Star Wars.
the
all
Star
of it.
Wars movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then I could have cheated and just written the Lord of the Rings trilogy.
Yeah.
You could have all look. If we were allowed to include trilogies, the list would be completely different.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I think the key is because none of us are Star Wars fans, quote unquote. We all just
we
love
just like
Star
Star
Wars.
Wars.
Yeah.
Oh right, yeah. I forgot. We're not Star Wars fans.
No,
We-
Star Wars fans are
We haven't
dicks
harassed
who hate Laura
we haven't
Dern
harassed
and-
anyone off Twitter.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's true.
I've tried. It never works out.
Like we're
Like I
okay
don't even know
if
how to harass people that badly.
Aw.
You're and but.
Just saying that
I
like 20
tried that.
times.
I tried that. It didn't work.
It's just all
Donald
these
Trump,
tweets
Donald
of like
Trump quits Twitter after folk targeted harassment campaign from Dion for the one.
like Laura Dern's got all these like tweets like "kill yourself, bitch."
Yeah,
and all-
like, I hope
like
you
all the-
die, and like the
and then
most
she just
horrible
sees one that
things.
you're and but and she's just oh.
That made me. It's like when you go past someone in traffic that's driving badly and you just give them a thumbs down. It's so much worse than you're like, oh fuck you.
Yeah, just like
I'm just disappointed.
I'm hurt, really.
Oh god.
Cool.
Yeah. So
That's a good list.
that's a good list.
Our recommendations are the movies on that list.
Yes.
Yeah. Like I said in the middle of the episode, fucking see Mask of the Phantasm.
Do it.
Like that should be top of your list.
Yeah.
And then also thanks guys for
Listening.
I guess listening to us for like a year now.
Yeah.
Yay!
Like we
Thomas.
totally don't deserve it.
We do. We put nearly 20% effort into these.
Almost.
Almost.
Fine.
Well, like 2020.
Well, is it 200?
altogether,
Is it 20?
that-
Is it 2? I don't know.
Altogether, that's basically 100% if you
Yeah.
round up.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I know. math
But
works.
I like to think I'm
Makes
putting
one of
like
us.
more like 18%.
Yeah.
No, but we're rounding up.
Are we rounding up?
And
Okay.
that means it goes to 100 every time.
Yeah. For
Oh,
sure.
fantastic!
Winners!
Crabbies. All right.
That's number one.
Crabbies, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks, Crabbies. For keeping us
Yay.
live. For